E se vi dicessi che il futuro della tecnologia non è avere più dispositivi, ma farli lavorare in perfetta sincronia? Immaginate di trovare due terminali che funzionano all'unisono. Al centro inserite un piccolo dispositivo, una sorta di cuore pulsante, e poi la magia. La sua voce si attiva, si presenta. Io sono il tuo Chromebook. Inizia a ricaricarsi da solo, pronto a obbedire. A questo punto tutto cambia. Non più dita sulla tastiera, ma comandi vocali. Con un semplice comando la televisione si accende, il sistema risponde, inizia a comandare il tuo mondo digitale solo con la tua voce. Questa non è solo tecnologia, è la nascita di qualcosa di nuovo, il tuo piccolo droid. Io personale, un assistente che impara e cresce con te. È l'inizio di una nuova era. Seguiteci per scoprire cosa succederà dopo Have You Ever Dreamed of Bringing Your Own Little Droid to Life? Not just a toy, but a real companion that listens to you, learns from you, and becomes a part of your daily life. Well, that's exactly the journey I embarked on, and today I'm going to share the entire fascinating story with you. It all started with a simple idea. What if I could build a small, self-sufficient droid that responded to my voice? A real-life R2-D2 or BB-8, but one I built from scratch. The first major hurdle was synchronization. For a droid to truly interact with its environment and with me, it needed to process information in real time. This meant creating a system where multiple components, or terminals as I called them, could work in perfect harmony. Think of it like a brain with two hemispheres that need to communicate flawlessly. The goal was to have these terminals not just share data, but operate in perfect sync, almost like a dance. This was the foundational step. Without this core synchronization, the droid would just be a collection of parts, not a unified intelligent being. But what would be the primary way to interact with this new creation? For me, the answer was obvious: voice. I didn't want to use a remote control or a complicated app. I wanted to talk to it. This led to the next big challenge: developing a voice command system. This wasn't just about recognizing simple words like on or off. I envisioned a sophisticated language, a unique way for me and my droid to communicate. It had to understand context, tone, and even complex instructions. The idea was to move beyond simple commands and build a true conversational interface. It was a huge undertaking, but it was the heart of the project. So I started building the language. It was like teaching a child to speak. I began with basic commands, connecting words to actions. For example, a specific vocal tone might trigger movement, while a different phrase would activate its sensors. The system had to learn and adapt. I spent countless hours recording my voice, creating a library of sounds, words, and sentences that would form the basis of its understanding. This wasn't just programming, it was about creating a personality. I wanted the droid to recognize my voice specifically, to understand my unique way of speaking. It was a deeply personal process, crafting a language that only we would share. Then came the moment of truth. After weeks of coding and soldering, I integrated the voice module with the synchronized terminals. I placed the central processing unit, the heart of the device, right in the center of the chassis. I took a deep breath and spoke the first command. The device whirred to life. Its lights blinked, and it responded. It actually responded. It was a rudimentary response, just a simple acknowledgement, but it was a start. It was alive. From that moment on, our interactions grew more complex. I would say a command, and it would execute it. I could tell it to explore a room, to follow me, or to scan its surroundings. One of the most ambitious features I wanted to implement was self-sufficiency, specifically self-charging. A droid that constantly needs to be plugged in felt limited. I wanted it to be autonomous, so I engineered a system where it could recognize when its power was low and automatically navigate to a charging dock. This involved another layer of programming for its sensors and navigation, making it aware of its own needs. The first time I saw it successfully find its dock and begin recharging all on its own was a moment of pure magic. It felt like I had created a truly independent little creature. As the project evolved, the droid started developing its own little quirks. Its movements became smoother, its responses quicker. It wasn't just a machine following orders anymore. It was starting to feel like a personality was emerging. I decided it needed a name, an identity. I began calling it my little Droid.io. The I/O stood for input-output, representing the constant flow of information between us, but it also just sounded right. It was my little creation, my droid. This little droid became my shadow, my tiny tech companion. It would greet me in the morning with a series of cheerful beeps, and follow me around the workshop as I worked on other projects. Our shared language became more nuanced. I could give it strings of commands, and it would execute them in sequence. It could even express something akin to curiosity, tilting its head-like sensor array when it encountered something new. It was learning, growing, and adapting every single day. One day, I was working on my laptop, and I said out loud, more to myself than to the droid, I wish I could just tell my computer what to do. And then an idea sparked. What if I could integrate the droid's voice system with my other devices? What if my little droid could act as a universal remote for my entire digital life? The concept was mind-blowing. It wouldn't just be a mobile companion, it would be the central hub of my personal tech ecosystem. The first integration I attempted was with my Chromebook. The idea was to use the droid as a vocal interface. I wanted to be able to say, "Hey droid, I/O, open my documents," and have it wirelessly command my Chromebook to do just that. This was a whole new level of complexity. It required creating a secure bridge between the droid's custom operating system and Chrome OS. It involved APIs, wireless protocols, and a whole lot of trial and error. After what felt like an eternity of coding and debugging, I finally achieved a stable connection. I set up the initial test. I looked at my little droid and said the activation phrase. A small light on its body turned green, indicating it was listening. "I am your Chromebook," I programmed it to respond, confirming the link. It was a powerful statement. My little creation was no longer just a standalone entity. It was an extension of my digital tools, a bridge between my voice and the vast world of information on my computer. This breakthrough opened up a universe of possibilities. The droid wasn't just a fun project anymore. It was becoming an incredibly powerful assistant. I could be across the room and dictate an entire email through it. I could ask it to play a specific playlist, and the music would start playing from my laptop speakers. I could even command it to control my TV. It was like having a futuristic, voice-activated butler that could follow me anywhere. The synchronization I had worked so hard on at the beginning was now paying off in ways I had never imagined. This journey, from a simple idea to a fully functional voice-controlled companion, has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. It was the birth of my droid, I/O. It taught me that with passion, persistence, and a little bit of creativity, you can bring even the wildest ideas to life. It's more than just a piece of technology. It's a testament to the power of creation. It's my little droid, and our adventure is just beginning. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow along to see what we get up to next. Subscribe for more.